Topic for the day, geometric inequalities. Okay, now this topic is actually quite heavy, but the kind of sums what we have from our exam viewpoint are manageable by above average students also. So do not leave this topic and you should cover this topic. We have only surface level problems like small numericals, small riders, not the very difficult part of it. Okay. Now let us understand what is this. We will restrict ourselves to the inequalities in a triangle. Okay. Now see this ABC. If ABC is your isosceles triangle in which AB and AC are equal, so what will happen? Angles opposite to them also will be equal. This fact you are well versed with. Okay, so ABC is an isosceles triangle. AB and AC are equal. Suppose if this angle is 25 degrees, angle B is 25 degrees, how much will be angle C? 25 degrees. Because angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Now this 25 degrees is opposite to AB. And then you have another side AC. But the two sides are equal. If two sides are equal, angles opposite to them also will be equal. This you know very well. However, what happens if one side is greater and other one is shorter? Then let us see what happens. Quite interesting. Okay. Take this triangle, say PQR. Okay. Now QR is suppose 15, PQ is say 8 and this is say 12. So a scalene triangle, PQ is 8 centimeter, QR is 15 centimeter and PR is 12 centimeter. Let us denote the angles by X, Y and Z. X, Y and Z. Now we wish to find out which angle will be the least smallest. Okay, it's a scalene triangle. Now in a scalene triangle, all angles cannot be equal, all angles will be different. So X will not equal Y, will not equal Z. All angles will be of different measures. But we are curious to know that which angle would be the greatest. Now one thing is that you actually construct this triangle, okay, and see. But then there should be some theory, right, which will tell us which angle is greater, which angle is the smallest, which is the greatest, without you actually having to construct the triangle every time. So the concept is simple. It says angle opposite to greater side is greater. Simple. Angle opposite. So this is the first concept. Okay. If you wish, you can take down these concepts by pausing the video. Angle opposite to greater side is greater. Okay. Now let us understand the direct application of this. This X is opposite to 15. Y is opposite to 12 and Z is opposite to 8. So which is the smallest side here? Smallest side is 8, right? Of all the three sides, 8 happens to be the smallest side without any doubt. Which is the angle opposite to 8? Z. So here Z will be the smallest angle. Z would be the smallest angle. How much it is, we do not know. There are ways of finding out. Okay, but we are not using that, like the sine rule and the cosine rule and all, which will come in class 11th. We can find out what would be the measure of angle Z, because your normal regular trigonometry what you use in school can't be applied here, because that can be applied only for right angle triangles. But actually trigonometry can be applied even for non-right angled triangles, and you are not aware of those formulae because they are not there in our curriculum. They will be covered in class 11th and 12th. Okay. Otherwise we could have worked out angles Z and X and Y easily if we know all this. Fine. Here we are not interested in knowing the measures of the angle. We are simply interested in knowing out of three angles X, Y and Z, which one will be the greatest, which one will be the smallest, and the leftover will be in between. So here Z is opposite PQ, that is 8 centimeter, and PQ happens to be the smallest side in this triangle. So, and what is opposite to PQ? Z. So, Z will happen to be the smallest angle. Okay. Which is the biggest side here? 15. Right? 8, 12 and 15 may say, naturally 15 is the biggest side. If 15 is the biggest side, which angle is opposite to 15? X. So, X would be the greatest because side wise 15 is the greatest side. So, angle opposite to greater side is greater. So, here X would be the greatest angle, and in between will come Y, in between. So, if we wish to arrange this in ascending order, if you wish to arrange X, Y, Z in ascending order of their magnitudes, ascending order means small to big. So, which is the smallest? So, ascending order of angles. So, which is the smallest here we decided? Z, because Z is opposite to 8 and 8 happens to be the smallest side. So, angle Z also will be the smallest of all the three. What it will be we are not concerned, but it will be the smallest. And which is the greatest angle? X. And in between will come Y. That is the leftover angle. So, in ascending order of angles, magnitude of the angles, if you go, it will be Z, Y and X in this particular case. So, what is the concept? Angle opposite to greater side is greater. Okay. We also have the converse of this concept. Is this clear first of all? Right, here sides were known and we drew some conclusion about the angles. Now we will have converse of this concept. First understand this concept one more time. Angle opposite to greater side is greater. So here there were three sides 8, 12 and 15. 15 was the greatest side naturally. So uske opposite kaun sa angle hai? X. So X would be the greatest angle of all the three. 8 happened to be the smallest side. Which is the angle opposite to it? Z. So Z will happen to be the smallest angle. And then the leftover will be in between them naturally. So sometimes they can ask you, arrange the angles in ascending order of their magnitudes. So ascending order means small to big. So smallest was Z, the greatest was X, in between Y, and we are done with it. So this was first concept. Now we will study converse of this concept. What would be the converse of this? Side opposite to greater angle will be greater. अभी हम angle को importance दे रहे हैं. Now we'll give importance to side. The original concept is angle opposite to greater side is greater. The converse of this concept will be side opposite to greater angle will be greater. So let's have a look at that. Okay, let's consider your triangle ABC, a scalene triangle. This time the measurements of the angles are given. So say this angle is say 50 degrees, this is 80 degrees. So naturally this will be 30 degrees. No, 80 plus 50, 130. Now this also will be 50. Wait, let me change the measurement. Say this is 50 degrees. Let this be 70 degrees. And this will be 60 degrees then. Sum of the angles of a triangle always 180. So this is fine. Now the sides we denote by say P, Q and R. Okay, initial setup is clear. You have a triangle ABC. You have the sides P, you have the sides Q and you have the sides R. So P denotes length of segment AC, Q denotes length of segment BC and R denotes length of segment AB. Okay, and these angles are given. Now which angle is the greatest here? Naturally 70. 70 happens to be the greatest angle. So the side which is opposite to it, would be the greatest in length. So lengthwise, ascending order of length. Here we are trying to find out, see we know these angles now. The situation is exactly ulta of the first one. Here we know the angles. We just wish to find out which side is the smallest lengthwise and which side is the greatest. So what we do, simple. We catch hold of the greatest angle. Which is the greatest angle of 50, 60, 70? Naturally 70. Which side is opposite to 70 degrees? AC, and whose length we have denoted by small p. So P would be the greatest length, okay. P would be the greatest. Greatest means what? Greatest in terms of length. Which would be the smallest? Which angle is the smallest here? Out of 50, 60, 70, which one is the smallest? 50 degrees. No dispute in that. Opposite 50 degrees. Opposite 50 degrees, which side is there? BC, whose length we have denoted by Q. So Q will become the smallest. Q will become the smallest side. And then naturally now R will come in between these two. So ascending order of their length. Ascending order means small to big. So smallest is what? Q. Greatest, highest is what? P. So बीच में क्या आएगा? Q. Got this? So this is called side opposite, concept number 2. Side opposite to greater angle is greater. Side opposite to greater angle is greater. Fine. So this completes with your first two concepts. Okay, and now one more concept and then we are done with the concepts and we'll take on some good riders and numericals. This is PQR, your triangle. Here, for a triangle to exist in the very first place, sum of two sides of a triangle should always be greater than the third side. To be precise, sum of any two sides of a triangle should always be greater than the third side. So if sum of any two sides means we are talking about the length. So PQ, this is concept number 3. PQ plus QR should always be greater. You know this symbol, the open mouth. The open mouth stands for greater. So PQ plus QR should be greater than PR. Then any two sides you take, PR plus QR. PR plus QR should always be greater than PQ. Then PQ plus PR should always be greater than QR. Otherwise, the triangle will not exist only. So, this concept is third concept. It is formally written as sum of any two sides, sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side, is always greater than the third side. Sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. So if somebody tells you, can you have a scalene triangle whose sides are 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter and 5 centimeter? Can such a triangle exist in real life? No. See, let's assume such a triangle exists for some time, okay, with 2, 3 and 5, a scalene triangle. Now let us see whether it satisfies this condition. For a triangle to exist, sum of its two sides, the lengths we are talking about, should always be greater than the third. Now 5 plus 3, 8. 8 is greater than 2. Okay, good. 2 plus 5, 7. 7 is greater than 3. Good. 3 plus 2, 5. And this is coming equal to 5. So this one condition is getting violated. So 3 plus, because sum of any two sides of a triangle should always be greater than the third side. So now what happens is 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 and 5 they are equal. So no, such a triangle cannot exist. If you forcibly try to find the area of such a triangle using your other knowledge of geometry like Heron's formula, the area will turn out to be 0, indicating that the triangle cannot exist, because how can the area of a triangle be 0? Some area it will have, right? So this is what, any way you go, things will match. So third concept is also now done. So keep in mind, angle opposite to greater side is greater. This happens for one particular triangle. You cannot compare two different triangles like that. All these properties are valid for a particular triangle. So sum of any two, angle opposite to greater side is greater. Then side opposite to greater angle is greater. And third, sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. So we saw here concept number 3, PQ plus QR is greater than PR, PR plus QR is greater than PQ, then PQ plus PR is greater than QR. And this we have written it formally. So what I suggest is you first take down these three concepts from the board by pausing the video as per your comfort before we take on to the numericals. Question 1. AD is the bisector of angle BAC. Prove AB greater than BD. Now see here, whatever three concepts you have studied, they are of course very important, but over and above you will have to know the basic geometry concepts like linear pair, sum of the angles of a triangle is 180, then vertically opposite angles are equal. If lines are parallel, then alternate angles are equal, corresponding angles are equal, co-interior angles are supplementary, and so on. Okay, the knowledge of that is also essential. And in very advanced sums, knowledge of congruency is also essential. Congruency blended with inequalities. Okay, this seems to be a fairly simple sum. Small information and just two small triangles and one big triangle. Okay, this is simplest what can exist, I feel. AD is the bisector of angle BAC. So AD is the bisector of angle BAC. Bisector means it divides the angle into two equal halves. So this is the angle BAC and AD is the bisector. So this angle will be X, this angle also will be X. Use this X technique and all, it helps you to make the sum easy. Okay, prove that AB is greater than BD. Prove AB is greater than BD. Prove AB greater than BD means we have to prove that length of segment AB is greater than length of segment BD. That's understood. Okay, recall your concept. If one side is greater than the other side, then the angle opposite to that also will be greater. So if I have to prove AB greater than BD, I should catch hold of the angles which are opposite to them and play with the angles, and then this conclusion will automatically follow. So this is AB, which is the angle opposite to AB. Consider this triangle ADB. So this is segment AB, which is the angle opposite to AB, this angle. Angle ADB. Agreed? Okay? So we call this as Y. We have to get a relation between which two sides? AB and BD. We have to get a relation between AB and BD. To be precise, we have to prove that AB greater. Open mouth means greater. These symbols you have studied in class 6 and 7. The crocodile mouth, So open mouth means greater. So prove AB greater than BD. So this is AB and this is BD. Which is the angle opposite to AB? Y. We have marked it. Which is the angle opposite to BD? X. Already marked. Now we want to prove AB greater than BD. So in other words, what we have to prove? We will have to prove Y greater than X. We will have to prove this angle greater than this X. Because if we can prove this angle greater than this angle, the side opposite to this angle will automatically become greater. So the problem boils down to proving Y greater than X. Now how to prove it? Very simple. So little analysis is required, and this is a little different from your other conventional geometry topics. We will write here angle BAD equaling angle DAC equaling X. The reason is AD is the angle bisector. AD is the angle bisector. Fine. Then let angle ADB be Y. Assumption. No harm. We can't take it as X, but we can take it as Y, some other thing. Okay. Observe triangle ADC. Look at triangle ADC. Can't I say that this Y behaves like the exterior angle? Because this is the interior angle, this will become the exterior angle. Interior plus exterior should give you a straight line. If you look at triangle ADC, this Y becomes your exterior angle. And what is the concept for exterior angle? Exterior angle is equaling sum of opposite interior angles. In case you do not know this concept, please revise this concept first and then correlate here. Exterior angle is equaling sum of opposite interior angles. So I can say that Y will be X, this X. Now both of them are X only, but we are referring here. Y is equaling X plus angle C. This is called exterior angle is equaling sum of opposite interior angles. and we are done. Have you realized? The sum has come to an end. Y is equaling x plus angle C. Whatever be the value of angle C, y will always be greater than x now, because y, exterior angle, is equaling x plus angle C. तो जो भी x का वैल्यू है उसमें और c का वैल्यू डाल दो, तब जाके एंगल y आएगा. सो y is equaling x plus c. So this implies y is clearly greater than x, because x is x and y is x plus c. तो थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा हो जाता है. So this clearly implies y is greater than x. How do we infer this? From statement 3. And that is what we had to prove. Now we have proved that y is greater than x. Now whether I take this x or this x, no harm, because both the x's are the same, so we can take advantage of it. So while applying exterior angle property, we considered this x. We said y is equaling x plus c. But ये भी तो x ही है. That means now y is greater than x. What is opposite to y? AB. What is opposite to x? BD. Who is greater? We just now proved y is greater. So this will imply AB greater than BD. And the reason will be statement 4, and as side opposite to greater angle is greater. Got it? So proved, hence proved. It takes a lot of time to explain and understand for the first time, but otherwise this can be done under a minute actually. Fine, so we have done with question 1. Question 2. ABC is a triangle. The diagram is already drawn and given to you. D is a point on BC such that AD equaling AC. D is a point on BC such that AD equaling AC. Okay. To show that AB greater than AD. AB greater than AD. This is what we have to prove. Fine. How do we go about? Now here AD and AC are given to be equal. So angles opposite to them also will be equal. Simple isosceles triangle concept. So let the two angles be x and x, because the two sides are equal. Now what we have to prove? AB greater than AD. Okay. So what we do, we prove this indirectly. We try to catch hold of the angle which is opposite to AB. So, but then see, you have to consider one triangle at a time. Now this is AB. So if I take triangle ADB, opposite AB, which angle will come? This one, Y. Okay. And we want to prove it is greater than AD. This is AD. अभी AD के opposite कौन सा angle आता है? Focus your eyes on triangle ADB. So I want a relation between AB and AD. So AB के opposite कौन सा angle आता है? Y. We marked it. We can't take x because x is already used here. We want it to be proved greater than AD. This is AD. So opposite AD कौन सा angle आता है? This one. That is Z. Now if I want to prove AB greater than AD segment, in other words, I will have to prove that the angle opposite to them are greater. So AB के opposite angle is Y and AD के opposite angle is Z. So in other words, I have to prove Y greater than Z. If we can manage to prove Y greater than Z, then we can easily say that AB will be greater than AD. Now question arises, how do we prove Y greater than Z? Now see, to directly prove Y greater than Z is becoming a little tricky. So what to do now? Just observe. Whenever there are two equal sides given, we can use transition, like we can prove something greater than this and then this is equal, so we connect it. You will get an idea. Observe triangle ADC. Observe triangle ADC. This Y, don't you agree it will be the exterior angle? Y will be the exterior angle. So Y will be x plus this angle, something. Exterior angle is equaling sum of opposite interior angles. So this Y will equal this x plus this angle. So let this be, say, m if you want. Okay. So this Y will equal x plus m. These angles we can go on marking as in when the need arises. Okay. So Y will equal x plus m. So now Y is greater. Because Y is not x, Y is x plus m. If Y is greater than x, what will happen is side AB will be greater than side AC. Because Y is greater than x and x के opposite AC भी आता है. So your AB will be greater than AC. Now we are taking this triangle, your ABC we are taking, So AB will be greater than AC. But AC and AD are the same. So if AB is greater than AC, it will be greater than AD also. Because both of them are of the same length. So now let's see how we write the proof. So here this we could not work it out. So now we will write like this. Y is equaling x plus m. Now you may wonder, how do you know that we have to mark all these angles? See, whenever the need arises, you mark it. Otherwise you write angle CAD full form, no problem. Y is equaling x plus m. Exterior angle is equaling sum of opposite interior angles. Now if Y is equaling x plus m, so this will imply Y greater than x naturally. Statement 1. If Y is greater than x, which is the side opposite to Y? AB. So AB will be greater than AC. Here we are now focusing our eyes on triangle ABC. So AB will be greater than AC. Okay. But AC and AD are equal. So AB will be greater than, instead of AC we will write AD. Because AC equaling AD, here we will write the reason, side opposite to greater angle is greater. And AC we have replaced with AD. So this, the reason will be statement 3. And as AC equaling AD by data. So we have proved finally AB greater than AD, and that is what we had to prove. Hence proved. So these are very short proofs. Comfortable with this? So this is done. Question 2 now stands complete. Question 3. ABC is a triangle. Fine. The diagram has been drawn. AD bisects angle A. AD bisects angle A. That is the entire angle A. Okay, so bisecting means let this be X and let this be X. Okay, AD is bisecting angle A. That means angle BAC. So you know what's the meaning of angle bisect. Arrange AB, BD and DC in an ascending order. So naturally when they say AB, BD and DC, they stand for segments or rather length of their segments. In ascending order they are telling you. That is from small to big. Okay. Here some values are given. So let's work out the angles. They may help us. Look at triangle ABC. This is 75, this is 35. So angle BAC will be how much? Sum of the angles of a triangle, isn't it? So angle BAC will be 180 minus of 75 plus 35. And this comes to how much? 110. That comes to 70. So angle BAC will be 70, but it is mentioned that AD is the angle bisector. So X will be how much? 70 upon 2, that is 35. So this will write it here, 35. Okay, here we will have to write the reason. I am not writing it here. What is the reason? Sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. This is a small reason. You can write it. AD is the angle bisector. Okay. Fine. Now what do we want to do? We have found the angles. You have to write AB, BD and DC in an ascending order. So from small to big, AB, BD and DC. Now be careful, DC is going in the other triangle. So whenever we apply the properties, they are restricted to a particular triangle. So we may need a crossover. Like see, AD is a side which is coming in this triangle and AD is a side which is coming in triangle ADC as well as ADB. Because you cannot use the property angle opposite to side opposite to greater angle is greater. We can, but it should be used in that one single triangle at a time. You can't compare two different triangles like that. So anyway, now here they are talking about AB and BD, right? So let's first compare AB and BD. Which is greater? AB is opposite to this angle. This angle we do not know. Let's find it out. We call this as Y. Mark it in the diagram. If you write only Y here and you have kept it in mind but not shown it in diagram, that's a serious offense. So Y will be 180 minus 35 plus 75. That is 180 minus 110. That comes to 70. So Y is 70. No need to write units and all. Only in the final answer you write the units wherever required, not in the intermediate steps. Okay. Sorry. Now see, we are comparing AB and BD, not a problem because AB and BD both come in the same triangle, that is ABD. Okay. AB is opposite to 70 degrees, very clear. BD is opposite to 35 degrees. So who will be greater? Naturally AB will be greater than BD because AB is opposite to 70 degrees and BD is opposite to only 35 degrees. So side opposite to greater angle is greater. So now we will write AB greater than BD. because AB is opposite to 70 degrees and BD is opposite to 35 degrees. So side opposite to greater angle is greater. And this is done. So now AB and BD has been done. But wait, there is one more remaining, DC. Okay, but DC is coming in the other triangle. Okay. Now DC is opposite to 35. Right? This DC is opposite to 35 degrees. Now this DC we will compare with AD. Why we will do that? Because AD comes in this triangle and AD comes in this triangle also. So it will help us to cross over. Otherwise you cannot take the angles of this triangle and comment on the length of the sides of this triangle. No? Now DC is opposite to 35 degrees. So I will just write for your understanding here. DC is opposite to 35 degrees. In the exam also if you want you can write like this, no problem. DC is opposite to 35. Look at AD now. Look at AD. AD is also opposite to 35 degrees. Now we are looking at this triangle, okay. We are looking at this triangle, ADC. AD is opposite to 35. Is something striking your mind? DC opposite to 35. AD also opposite to 35. So what will be the relation between AD and DC? What would be the relation between AD and DC? They will be great. Who will be greater? Nobody. Both will be same because AD is opposite 35 degrees and DC is also opposite 35 degrees. You have to look in one triangle at a time. So now this implies that AD is equaling DC. So AD and DC are equal. So this one logic we have now found out, and somewhere else we found out this AB greater than BD. And now we came to a conclusion that AD is equaling DC. Now connect both of them and see whether we can get whatever is asked in the question. This will erase now. Okay. Coming to this, we want AB, BD and DC. This we want now to be arranged in ascending order. So what will happen? AB is greater than BD. That too we proved it clearly. What about AD now? Now AD and DC are same. So what you do, forget DC for some time. You concentrate on triangle ABD. You try to arrange AB, BD and AD in ascending order, and then in the end simply replace AD with DC because AD and DC are the same. We just now proved it. Okay, now see, AB is greater than BD. Okay. What about AD? AD is opposite to 75 degrees. So here we'll write again for understanding. This you can either do it in the mind and just write down the answer. No need to write so many steps in the exam. AB is opposite to 70. AB is opposite to 70. BD is opposite to 35. And your AD is opposite, AD is opposite to what? 75. Which triangle have we considered here? Triangle ABD. Why we had to do all this so much efforts? Because they asked us to compare three sides, of which two sides were in this triangle and one side went in the other triangle. So we could not compare directly. So whenever they tell you compare three sides and of which two sides are in one triangle and the other side is in the other triangle, what you do is you keep that other side aside for some time. You try to first get that one original triangle ka all the three sides in ascending order, and then normally in such sums there will be a common side, right, which will be shared by both the triangles. That common side will turn out to be equal to the side which you have to compare, so we can replace like that. Okay, so now AB is opposite to 70, BD is opposite to 35, AD is opposite to 75. So now we are focusing our eyes only on triangle ABD. So which one? Now ascending order means what? Small, big, bigger, like that. So which is the smallest here? BD. Then little more big, AB. And which one will be the greatest? AD. So this is your ascending order. BD, AB and AD. But the problem is AD is not required. They want you to get DC. So AD and DC are equal. Na? We just now proved it. AD and DC are equal. So now final answer would be BD, AB, and AD is not required. They want DC to come in the picture. And just now we proved that AD and DC are same because of this argument. So this AD can be replaced with DC. And this will be our ascending order. Comfortable with this sum? Had they asked you compare AB, BD, DA, no problem, because they all belong to the same triangle. Here what smartly they did, they gave you compare AB, BD, and the third segment what they gave you was of the second triangle. So this is your final answer now, ascending order. Comfortable with this? So this completes with your question 3. Question 4. ABC is a triangle. AB and AC are extended to points P and Q respectively. Extended means pulled straight. Okay. If AC is greater than AB, then prove that angle PBC is smaller than angle BCQ. A different question. So far what was happening is we were proving this side greater than the other side, or this side is smaller than the other side. Here information about the sides is given to you. You have to prove some angle smaller than another angle. Okay, now if you look at angle PBC, it is going outside, like this is your angle PBC and this is your angle BCQ. So the problem is it becomes difficult to apply the property directly. Like see, if I want to prove some angle smaller than the other, then I will have to prove the side opposite to that angle smaller than the side opposite to other angle. So if we can prove one side smaller than the other side, then the angle also will be smaller. It's like that concept, which is that concept, angle opposite to greater side is greater, or angle opposite to smaller side is smaller. But this is going outside. How do we do? So we'll have to go in an indirect way. Proof. Okay, they have given you AC greater than AB. This is given. AC greater than AB. Given. So what can we conclude about the angle which is inside the triangle ABC? So let this angle be say X and this angle be Y. It is very clearly mentioned that AC is greater than AB. If AC is greater than AB, then the angle opposite to AC also will be greater than the angle opposite to AB. So AC is greater than AB. So which is the angle opposite to AC? Y. And which is the angle opposite to AB? X. And what has been told to you? AC is greater than AB. So which is the angle opposite to AC? Y. So Y will be greater than X. As a consequence of this, what is the reason? Angle opposite to greater side is greater. Angle opposite to greater side is greater. Okay, so now Y is greater than X. Okay. Now look at angle PBC. Angle PBC will be how much? 180 minus Y. Linear pair. And what will be angle BCQ? Why we are finding all these angles? Because they are required in question. And angle BCQ will be 180 minus X. The reason is linear pair. We are almost done now. See, PBC is 180 minus Y and BCQ is 180 minus X. We just have to compare these two angles. Now who will be greater? Okay, think like this. Let's take an example. Y greater than X. Na? So let's take something like 30 greater than 20. Agreed? Nothing wrong in this. Y greater than X. So let Y be say 30 and X be 20. So 30 is greater than 20. Now we do 180 minus 30. Not 30 minus 180. 180 minus 30. And this side we do 180 minus 20. So what happens? 180 minus 30 gives you 150. And 180 minus 20 gives you 160. Now who is greater? 150 or 160? 160 is greater. So inequality will go like this. The open mouth will go towards 160. Automatically inequality has reversed. We have not done any manipulation. 30 greater than 20, agreed. Now I do 180 minus 30 and here I do same 180 minus 20. So this becomes 150, this becomes 160. So inequality reverses. So now here Y is greater than, now connect this funda to this general thing. Y is greater than X. So 180 minus Y on this side and 180 minus X on this side. So who will be greater now? 180 minus Y or 180 minus X? Ulta, 180 minus X will be greater. So here it will be 180 minus Y lesser than, right, because inequality reverses. So 180 minus Y, if Y is greater than X, then 180 minus Y will be less than 180 minus X. Here we will write statement 2 and 3. But what is 180 minus Y? Angle PBC. And what is 180 minus X? Angle BCQ. So we have successfully proved that angle PBC is lesser than angle PCQ. So let's put it here formally. So 180 minus Y will result in angle PBC, sorry. And the inequality will automatically reverse because of the reason which I just now showed you. And 180 minus X represents angle BCQ. Here the reason will be statement 4. And that is what we wanted to prove. No? We wanted to prove angle PBC lesser than angle BCQ. Hence proved. This completes with your question 4. Question 5. In quadrilateral ABCD, show that AB plus BC plus CD plus DA is lesser than twice of AC plus BD. Appears bewildering, but nothing of that sort. We have studied the triangle inequality, so that only somehow we have to apply. Okay. Now here no information is known about the angles and all. That means most probably the triangle inequality will come in the picture. That is sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. Fine. So let us see how to start with now. We can see so many triangles: DOC, COB, AOB, DOA. That is good. So we can apply some concept which we have been taught. They want AB, BC, CD, DA, outer side. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll try to keep AB, BC, CD, DA on one side and then simply add them, because the question says add. Okay. And how this 2 comes, we will see. First step, consider triangle OAB. Consider triangle OAB. So OA plus OB will be greater than AB. Do you agree? OA plus OB will be greater than AB. Sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. So that reason you will have to write it. Now consider this triangle. OB, keep AB on this side and even BC on this side, CD on this side, because we want to add all of them, so it is easier. That way if you see, AO plus AB will also be greater than OB. But don't do that. You try it, because look at the question, AB, BC, CD, DA, and we want to add everything. So keep everything on one side only. Now here in this triangle OCB, OC plus OB, OC plus OB will be greater than BC. तो BC को भी हमने यही साइड पर रखा है. You know what is required in the question. Now we consider this triangle. OC, we take triangle DOC. So it will be OC plus OD. OC plus OD will be greater than DC. Now take this triangle. It will be OD plus OA. OD plus OA is greater than DA. The common reason for all this will be what? Sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Okay, this is okay. Direct application. Now what they want? AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Since they want the addition, we will simply add all of them. Add all of them. So now what will happen is, so if we add this side, even this side will get added. So we will have OA plus OB plus OC plus OB plus OC plus OD plus OD plus, where it is there, 2, 4, 6, no? OD plus OA will be greater than we add up everything, here also we add up everything. So here we will have greater than AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. Here the reason will be statement 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have simply added everything because the question demands so. Now let's see, this is OA plus OA, we will get 2 OA, then OB plus OB, so this we have considered, then OB plus OB gives 2 OB, OC, so this is taken care of, OB and OB, OC plus OC gives 2 OC, okay, this is again taken care of. And what is remaining now? OD plus OD. Yeah. OD and OD, that gives you 2 OD is greater than same AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. Okay. Now we need little more refinement because we have got AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. This much to has come. Here we have to work out something. Here if you see, we can take 2 common. We can take 2 common. So this will be OA plus OB plus OC plus OD. We can take 2 common. OA plus OB plus OC plus OD will be greater than AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. Okay, now observe OA plus OB, OA plus OB, okay, no problem, plus OC plus OD. Is something striking your mind? We have got this already, but there we want a small thing, we want AC plus BD. 2 we have already got. That means certain segments should get added. So by looking at the question, we get an idea what is to be done. Now see, we want AC, right? So if you take OA and if you take OC, you take OA and OC and you take OB with OD. So OA plus OC gives you AC and OB plus OD, OB plus OD gives you DB. This is greater than AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. Yeah, and same thing we had to prove. See, open mouth is towards twice AC plus BD. Here also the open mouth is towards twice AC plus DB, just that it is in a different form, like x greater than y or y less than x, one and the same thing. Here the open mouth is towards this. Here also open mouth is towards this. So we have proved it. Hence proved. And if you want to write any reason for this replacement, then you can write D dash O dash B, that is straight line, and A dash O dash C, straight line. Points are collinear. Therefore, AO plus OC will give us AC and DO plus OB will give us DB. That is what we have used, and we are done with this question 5. Question 6. In triangle ABD, C is a point on BD such that AC is equaling CD. Okay. Angle BAD is 70, the full thing. Angle BAD is 70 and angle ACB is also 70. See, angle BAD is 70 and angle ACB is 70. Prove that BC lesser than CD. Okay. Prove that BC lesser than CD. Now if you go to see, it is not such a straightforward sum, because BC comes in triangle ACB and CD comes in triangle ACD. So that concepts what have been taught to you, that side opposite to greater angle is greater or angle opposite to greater side is greater, that will work in a particular triangle, not two different triangles. So we realize that AC and CD are given equal, right? So we are supposed to compare now BC with CD. So what we will do is, we will compare BC with AC. We will compare BC with AC. And then AC and CD are equal. So the relation between BC and AC will be same as between BC and CD, because AC and CD are identical that way. And it is sensible to compare BC with AC because both of them come in the same triangle, right? You got the crux of it? So we will compare BC with AC and then jump over to CD, because AC and CD are same. And BC and AC, they come in the same triangle, so we can compare also. And AC is given equal to CD. So जो भी relation होगा BC और AC में, same relation will hold between BC and CD, because AC is getting replaced with CD on account of it being equal. Fine. If I have to compare BC with AC, we will have to find the angles. Now see, this is 70, this is 110, that is linear pair. Then this angle and this angle, let it be say A and A, because CA and CD are equal. If CA and CD are equal, the angles opposite to them also will be equal. Isosceles triangle concept, Fine. So now what we will do, this we will mark it as B. So it is easy. So B will be 180 minus 70, that is 110. Okay. What is the reason here? Linear pair. Now A will be 180 minus 110 upon 2, so that is 35. This is 35, this is 35. Okay. The full thing was how much? 70. So this also will be 35. Angle BAC will be 70 minus 35. Because the entire thing was 70, no? So this comes to 35. Okay. 35 and 70. Now let's work out this angle. Angle ABC. Angle ABC will be 180 minus 35. This angle is 35. Angle BAC. So 35 plus 70. So this is 180 minus 105, that is 75. So this angle now turns out to be 75. So we have worked out these angles. So now we can compare. So where we will take it? We'll take it here only. Statement number 5. We are supposed to compare BC with CD, but as I told you directly we can't do it because they belong to two different triangles. So we'll compare BC with AC and then cross over to CD as AC and CD are equal. Now see, BC is opposite to which angle? Observe carefully. BC is opposite to 35. And AC, now we are comparing BC with AC first, and AC is opposite to 75. BC is opposite to 35 and AC is opposite to 75 in the same triangle. So which is greater or which is lesser? BC will be lesser. So here BC will be lesser than BC will be lesser than AC. Agreed. What reason will we write for here? We will write side opposite to smaller angle is smaller, or we can write side opposite to greater angle is greater. I mean, one implies the other. Okay, this reason you will have to write it. Now BC you keep it as it is because that is what we want. It is lesser than AC. This has now been established. But AC and CD are equal. Why? Already given. So BC ka I copy BC, same sign I copy. This AC we replace with CD as both of them are equal. Here the reason will be statement phi, and as AC is equaling CD by data. So that is what we had to prove and we have proved it. So hence proved. Done. So this completes with your question 6 and now this topic stands complete. Thank you so much.